Hey internets, it's Jake from Loraine Domain, and this is Mythos Investigators, our Call of Cthulhu series, and this is our original scenario created by our own Ricky here, Lawlerville, and this is episode 6, The Worm at the Core. And in just a couple moments, I'm going to turn it over to Ricky, our keeper, our historian, the master of our torment, and he'll get us into the game proper. First and foremost, look up here above my head and you will see some Mythos dice, and there is also a +5 up there. That means we have 10 of these domain dice or Mythos dice. Domain dice is a way that you, the audience, can influence the game. For a $5 tip, subscription, gift subscription, Ko-fi support, or 500 bits, you can purchase a domain die for us, the players. In our Mythos Tales game, the way those work is anybody can spend a Mythos die to make anybody else roll on a Mythos table, which is just a degree by which Ricky is going to specifically torment that player. And so we're all on board for that. But the only way we get these is if you help us out with those. Let's see what's next. Be sure to check out our exclamation point schedule. You can see all the great games that we have going on. We have on Monday nights Scribes and Scrolls, a Pathfinder 2e fantasy adventure. Every other Tuesday is Sky Metal Iron Gods, another Pathfinder 2e adventure. This one is game mastered by the wonderful Violet. And we have one Wednesday a month, or whatever day of the week and time of the month we decide to do it, is this game, the Mythos Investigators. And then every Thursday night you can catch us right here at 8:30 with Kids on Bikes. Welcome to Paradise, Michigan. Except for tomorrow night. We are taking tomorrow night off, so there will not be a game tomorrow night, but you can catch all of our VODs on youtube.com/Loraine Domain. This game is, as I said, it's Call of Cthulhu, and just in case you're new here and you don't know what Call of Cthulhu is, it's horror, it's psychological horror, it's cosmic horror. There will be very adult language, situations, and violence and descriptions taking place. Please know that we, the players, have safety tools in place, and we've discussed our lines and veils. And this particular group, we've been playing together now for what, 3 years, 2 years, something like that. I don't remember how long it's been.
It's a great question.
It's been, I want to say it's been around 3 years. So despite that familiarity and comfort, we still discuss our lines and veils, and we have those safety tools in place. So know that we are protecting ourselves as we play this game. The last thing that I want to, actually, there's two things I want to mention, because I want to make sure I talk about Dwight. Our own big bearded nerd has joined Pavlov across America this summer, riding 1,000 miles on his bike. That's cycling 1,000 miles to raise money to help childhood cancer, which is what Pavlov Foundation is all about. Dwight is riding in honor of his father-in-law, Mark. If you want to know more about the organization, the event, and how you can donate, keep up with Dwight's updates, you can follow the link that is in the chat, or at any time you can type exclamation point donate. That also goes directly to the donation page. Stay tuned for not too long from now, hopefully in the next couple weeks, we'll be able to announce another project that we are working on here at MDD with Pavlov. Something very exciting coming down the pipe. So next is the last thing that I want to mention, and we make sure to bring this up before every game. It's just to remind you that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. There are numerous reasons why you might be struggling. Anybody can struggle for any number of reasons. First of all, it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to have those struggles, but please know you do not have to struggle alone. We try to make it easy for you if you are unsure of where to go to get help and find somebody to talk to. You can come here into our chat at any time and type !help. The information will also show up at the bottom of the screen periodically, but by typing help, you will get a couple of URLs in the chat. They are findahelpline.com, or you can check out takethis.org's growing list of resources. We encourage you to check out those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend. Remember, you matter. With that, I am going to turn things over to our historian, Ricky.
Right. Let's go. So, our last session, Hawthorne, what do you remember about it?
The great cosmic river flowing in the sky above, untold horrors, bubblegum tentacles, a car accident, performing rapid surgery with, I don't remember how I did it. I just remembered that I cauterized the wound in Rebecca's leg. I have my own mangled hand. And my own demons or specters from my past that keep appearing, which apparently Fender can also see. So that's fun. That's all I can remember right now.
You don't remember setting your sister on fire in a car with
No.
That's a problem. Almost with me too. How about I escaped?
Yeah.
Laying in a bush.
Yeah. You set my car on fire.
Yeah.
I'm not forgetting.
Why don't I remember that?
Conveniently wiped out that trauma.
No. And that's perfectly fine.
You're blocking it out.
I might have been drinking that night.
Yeah. So, I mean, that works, right? Because as our scene opens up, you are standing at the front of this pyramid, and you look down the hill, and there's a car that is burning, and there are distant wailing and screaming that's coming from, and it's a hybrid sound of a young man's voice along with your sister's voice, like together in unison, wailing as they are burning alive. And you sift through your memories of how the fuck did I get here? You don't remember the fire that you caused setting your sister on fire along with her hybrid thing attached to her. Fender, where are you standing in relation to Hawthorne?
Well, I had tried to drive the cab away from the building and away from other people. And ended up abandoning it some distance away. So last I remember, I was walking up towards the facility with the burning car behind me, sort of exploding, without me looking back, sort of thing, cinematically. So I imagine that. I imagine he'd be much closer to the entrance at that point. So okay. I imagine between me and where the entrance to this building is. I guess that's right. my visualization anyway.
All right. What's your demeanor as you walk up to see Hawthorne looking down on you, as like not looking down on you like in a attitudinal way, but in a elevation way? He's a little higher up on the hill than you are.
Yeah, his emotions are very complicated right now. Not only the ample trauma that we've endured for this, what's been only hours, I think, at this point, really, in actual
maybe a day and a half, maybe 18 hours. Yeah.
Not that long, and but he realizes that there's something big they need to do at this point. He is frustrated with The fact that he's hurt and pretty badly hurt at this point, sort of struggling not to limp, and he's furious that his car's been destroyed, but also that their one mode of escape is now gone. And he really, 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 really wants to take it out, to take it out on Hawthorne, but he's sort of restraining that. So he's probably gonna be pretty kind of terse by the time he actually kind of gets there. But he's just walking with purpose, I guess, at this point. Just he has his determined purposefulness in his walk.
Okay. Hawthorne, back to you real quick. Do you have that pistol still?
I believe I still have the pistol,
But
but
it's
I also
empty.
believe it's out of ammo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it is.
Okay. Rebecca Worth,
Yes.
where are you at?
Laying in a
after this-
bush.
Are you at the bottom of the hill next to the car that's exploded?
So I guess I need more context as to where the car was when I launched myself out the window. Because I could see Hawthorne ready to go berserk and light this car on fire. And I ended up escaping. Even with my busted leg.
Well, I think we pulled up to just right in front, kind of
Yes.
right in front of the steps, and at that point things began to go badly with the fire and everything. And then I think at that point you jumped out to the probably some
Yes.
decorative bushes in front
That's
of the.
what I had pictured. Okay.
Yeah, and then I
misremembering.
just sort of drove down the hill a little bit, to try to get it away from.
So I'm at the top of the hill.
everyone. So yeah,
So you're next to Hawthorne. Yeah. So you're close to Hawthorne.
yeah,
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of brush yourself off of all those as you crawl out of the bushes, and you look over at Hawthorne, and it's good that you're disoriented because that's how it feels when a lot of things happen at once, and you get thrown out of a vehicle, or you jump out of a vehicle, and you kind of get your bearings around you. What are your feelings? What's Rebecca thinking and feeling at this moment as her leg is broken?
I mean, honestly, Rebecca is still she is very focused on it almost seems like the worse things are getting, the more focused she is on getting it documented and making it a story, because not only does that it's driving her, the worse things are, the better a story it'll be in her black little heart, but it also kind of is a coping mechanism.
Okay.
As long as she's documenting it, as long as she's working, she has some contextualization of all of this insanity, literally.
Okay. Okay.
So that's kind of, she's as she kind of gets up and brushes herself off, she reaches back into her pocket, and I assume she finds her phone.
And that phone is almost acting like a totem at this point, right?
Oh
Just
yeah,
like-
100%,
Gathering
100%.
you to reality, something real, it's tangible, you can grab it.
Absolutely. And almost they alluded to this in the movie The Blair Witch Project, but when she's recording things, seeing that through a filtered reality is a comfort. It's not really happening if it's on the screen, kind of the separation.
Yeah, there is a side note, a great philosopher, I forgot her first name, but her last name is Sontag, and she had a whole discourse about how photography distances us from the event.
Okay,
brilliant.
there you go.
Yeah, so spot on. Karppi, you are in a Dodge cargo van, the kind that bad plumbers and contractors use, with no windows, all panel. A top is carved out for a 50 caliber machine gun, but what's taking up the majority of cargo vans back passenger area is a nuclear warhead. Brock has run off into the fog, looking half crazed himself, and you are there, and your phone has rang and is ringing. Tell me your feelings before you answer the phone.
I have purpose. I must get to this place that I have just been told about, which was I've lost the word, but the pyramid place.
Yes. Yes. The
And-
the laboratory. We can call it the
The
lab.
lab, thank you.
Lawlerville lab. Advent
I
lab
have to
quarters.
put an end to this because the world depends on it. It's all up to me now because Brock's gone off again, like he does, always, leaving me to deal with everything. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Everybody, let's roll a sanity check.
Oh, no.
I succeeded.
I
48
failed, but
48 to success.
what is that? Like, unexpected or anything?
Yeah,
you do,
that's
Hawthorne?
pretty tough to pass.
I rolled a 36. I have 32 sanity.
Ooh.
All right.
You can't
Let's
use
start
luck on a
with
sanity roll, can
Those
you?
who have passed. No, you
Mm-mm.
cannot.
No, that's a fail.
Worth, starting with
Mhm.
Rebecca, how do you ground yourself? You have your phone, so
Like I just said,
fact,
so
I'm
Oh,
going to
go
give
ahead.
you, you can add 1 point to your sanity score.
Oh, sick. The rich get richer. Thank you. I guess Rebecca would be like, she's like not putting any weight on their legs. She's more or less like hopping. And she gets over to somewhere like a wall of some kind where she can like hold herself up, and she would be talking into her phone, like she's reporting, like it's like almost like she's taking a video of herself, and she would kind of try to recount everything that's happened and all the weirdness, and just to kind of get it on film. And then she kind of starts to think, like, if she doesn't make it out, like what she wants to like leave behind. And so she starts to, essentially, she's like saying a last will and testament into the phone, on the off chance that her phone is discovered after.
Like found footage kind of thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So she's she kind of like, she starts by just recounting the events, and then eventually she kind of like breaks down a little bit and starts to say what she needs to say to the people she needs to say it to, and that kind of stuff.
All right. Fender, how do you ground yourself? And in the same breath, what do you say to Hawthorne as you walk up this hill and approach him?
So Fender, he as he's walking up, he's sort of wiping his hands off. He's what he does is he reaches down and as he's walking, almost not breaking stride, he grabs a hand, like a clump of grass in his hands, and sort of rubs the grass between his hands and kind of smells it, just smelling something alive, untainted, a reminder of what life used to be like before all this. And he doesn't look Hawthorne in the eyes as he walks past him, but he just says with kind of a flat, tense tone, "You owe me a car." And he
I'll add it to your tab.
walks past him toward the doors.
Hawthorne, that feeling you get when either you stubbed your toe or a spouse or significant other has said something that's really cutting and makes you immediately want to respond, that little flash of hot anger you feel that kind of ignites somewhere in between your heart and liver and kind of, permeates through you. Tell me what you do and how you respond as you lose 1 sanity point. No, 1 sanity is too nice. Roll me a d4. What am I thinking? Jeez, I've gone soft.
I was going to say that's a mighty nice of you.
Really chill.
2.
All right, let's break 2 off your sanity. And with that feeling you get when you stub your toe in the middle of the night, how do you respond to Fender as he's walking past you and tosses that snide remark towards you?
I throw the pistol at him.
Ooh. Ow!
I know it's empty, And given what has just happened, and with the failing of that sanity roll, Fender didn't look at me, but what he would have seen is me with my back to the burning wreckage and the screaming, staring up at this pyramid building, this lab, with a combination of the soldier's 1,000-yard stare, but tears streaming down my face. And as soon as he walks past in my field of view and says that, it's just instant, and maybe he's lucky because my dominant hand is mangled, so I throw with my left hand.
Let's throw with your left hand. Let's throw a I think on a, let me see the character. Is there a throwing event?
Yeah, there's a throw skill.
Yep, let's throw it. Go ahead and throw it off your throw skill. And then for Fender, I want you to roll off a luck. Because your back is turned at this point. You wouldn't have the opportunity.
Oh yeah, no, he can't.
Yeah,
do anything about it. Yeah.
Should he perchance throw it with a what is it? A penalty die? Because it's with he's lefty.
Absolutely.
Not that I don't want you to hit him or anything, Jake.
Well, it was a 59. It's now an 89. My throw skill for reference is a 20.
Yeah, so describe to me, does it go higher, does it go lower, does it go to the side of Fender?
I think it goes flying past him, like in front of him. And maybe to Fender, it seems like it was like a warning shot, a shot across the bow. I 100% was trying to beat him in the head with this thing. But with everything happening, and just... I saw a thing that said if you're angry and you want to throw a tool or throw something, to throw it with your left hand, because it's hard to be angry when you're throwing with your left hand if you're not left-handed, because you're just going to be like this.
Your elbow's not going to be locked or anything.
It doesn't work.
But it's a little combination of sidearm and awkwardness, and I think you just see the pistol go flying past you and skitter across the pavement.
Fender, your response?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a slight sort of, he doesn't quite stop. It's like a slow pause in his step as he sort of considers, the actions, and he knows that this is going to go down a bad path if he escalates at this point. So he sort of changes his walk a little bit, stoops like he did with the grass, scoops up the revolver. Flips out the cylinders, gives it a spin, shakes his head, and just kind of tucks it in his pocket as he's going.
Karppi, have you gotten into the vehicle yet, or are you still outside of it? Are you on your way to it? You're driving to the lab?
Yeah. I mean, wherever we left off, I would have gone immediately, because I know Brock it was very chaotic, and it was very rushed. And it was very what's the word I'm looking for? Like intense and urgent. So I would have immediately, done that.
Give me a 1d4 roll for that sanity check.
Okay. 2.
All right. It could have been a lot worse. What do you remember about your husband?
I mean, before or after he was charred, but I think that's the first thing she would think about.
Like a flash of that, correct. And then
because thoughts are not good right now. That's the last thing she's remembering. She's probably fixating on it right now because of everything that's going down, and the fact that I just got thrown out of a vehicle after thinking about him. And I mean, like, it's just been downhill. So I think it's all going very bad for Karppi very quickly. And right now she's remembering the anger and him because he cared so much and she wasn't listening, and then he was gone, and then he was dead, and she can't say anything, and she's just pissed off at everything right now. And it all must end.
Do you remember, did you have to identify him at the coroner or the morgue.
There wasn't
by,
anything really left to
wasn't anything left.
identify him.
Hmm.
I think maybe there was, maybe the wedding band was the only thing that was kind of left. Yeah.
Nice. What'd you do with that wedding band?
Yeah, it's packed away actually in my back pocket. I carry it with me everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It reminds me.
All right. You touch that back pocket and feel the circumference of the band, the imprint of it. Give me a quick D4 roll.
1.
I will allow you to gain 1 point of sanity back.
Yay!
As you are tethered by remorse and guilt. That was an overwhelming feeling.
What's that bring you to, Kaeryn?
I lose the 2 and then I gain the 1, right?
So you're like at 11?
Yes, I'm at 11.
1 step forward, 2 steps back, you might say. Gotcha. Okay, noted.
Still in double digits, so yay.
Congratulations! The celebration.
Within minutes, you are pulling up to you're driving up a hill, and the rest of you who were right there at the base of this laboratory. It's an imposing structure. It's, when you try to look at its composition, it's strange because part of it is like made of glass, and then some parts, it's like this glass and metal alloy combined together that built its structure. When you touch it, if you ever have touched a balloon that you rubbed and you feel a little static charge around the balloon, that's how the structure feels if you get close to any of its pylons or any of its actual, tangible parts. When you look close to it, it has, different intricate patterns and maybe even some glyphs carved into the structure of it, and different symbols that both look ancient and futuristic. There is a obvious door in which you can enter into. Of course, it requires a keycard badge, which Hawthorne has on the lanyard. And that's what you see, Karppi, as you pull up. The rest of you are standing at the base of this pyramid, and you, at the bottom of the hill, you notice a white Dodge cargo van pulling up, and let's call it, white's fine, as it's kind of pulling up towards the top. What do you all want to do?
Are we standing together? Have we gathered at the door and are waiting to go in? Is that the vibe?
Yeah, you're about,
I think so, yeah.
5 or 10 feet from it. Yeah, that's what I've imagined.
I kind of would turn and be like, who the hell is that?
And this van, Karppi, how are you driving? Describe to me how you're driving up this hill.
Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably quite fast. Karppi's not going to stop because I need to get inside. The best way to get inside is to drive inside, and it's glass, I believe, right? Or at least parts of it are glass.
Appears to be.
We're just gonna gun it, go for it, get inside somehow, because we don't have time to stop. We don't have time to worry about doors and locks and stuff.
Are you honking the horn, or are you just going straight up there? No warning.
No, I mean, her hand's mangled as well, so she's probably it's taking all of her effort. She's got one hand on the ring, that's what's keeping her sanity. The other hand's on the driving wheel. There's no hand to hit the horn.
Okay. Yeah, you barrel past a burning taxi car that you recognize as Fender's taxi, and you are barreling up this hill. You hear tires squealing as you hit mild curves, and hard acceleration, because it's a Dodge cargo van going up a hill. So, 0 to 60 in 9 seconds or 12 seconds. And it's all this hard acceleration, then hard squealing, then hard braking, then hard acceleration back up. Because for some reason are you staying on the road, or are you just going over grass and hills and you don't even care?
I mean, I care to an extent. I'm not going to go up something that's going to wreck the vehicle.
Sure.
Going to stop me. But I mean, if it's a little, I don't know, like a flower bed to the side of the road. I don't care
Sure,
if it's going to
sure.
let me get there faster. I'll just cut through it. Yeah.
Great. All right. You all see a Dodge cargo van barreling towards you with the tires screeching, hard acceleration. What do you all do as you see this white cargo van
Here's what
barreling
I would
towards
do.
you?
I have an exact plan. So I'm kind of visualizing this like entrance, almost like, you know, when you have like you go to check into a hotel and there's like
Yeah.
that overhang and there's like
Yeah.
pillars. I want to put one of those stone ass pillars between myself and this this terrifying speeding van.
So you're gonna
I
stand
almost want to go
behind-
back to where I was when I fell into the bush because I was right by one of those like I feel like I was right by one of those pylons anyway.
Okay,
So-
that's probably like what, 10 yards away? 10.
Something
Maybe.
like that. So I limp. I'm like,
All right, go ahead and give me an athletic or dodge check as you are going in.
and
Fender,
this I'm gonna
Hawthorne.
take my penalty on. just
Well, I was
be
gonna say
honest.
Fender's probably gonna do that too, so he'll actually give her a hand. Like he'll head over there
Oh.
and sort of like get an arm over his shoulder and help her over to the pillar and
So what kind of
Up
check
behind.
is this?
Do you have athletics? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. Let's do
None of us have athletics.
dexterity.
I don't-
Dexterity is gonna be on
Dexterity.
this one, I think.
Yeah. Can I negate my penalty because Fender's helping me?
Fender, what is your strength? Let's roll your strength on this one.
okay. Strength's not great, but not worse. Yeah, succeeded with a 43.
And I got a
43.
hard success on my dex check if he negated my penalty.
Yeah. So yeah, because you succeeded, there's nothing to negate there. So like you're almost like moving on pure adrenaline as Fender is, helping you along, and you're able to clear it. Hawthorne, what are you doing?
There's this moment where I turn to face the van as it's rushing up. And to everybody else, it probably just looks like I'm randomly reaching off to my side. But what's happening is muscle memory. Vehicles charging a checkpoint is something that not only occurred in the war zone, but was something that we trained for regularly. So this is like an exact scenario that would be something that I have experienced. The movement is me instinctively through muscle memory reaching for my weapon that's not there. In that moment, realizing I don't have a weapon that I can grab and shoot at to try to take the driver out, which is going to cause me to hesitate a moment before I do a combat dive off to the side.
Spectacular. Let's do dexterity, and let's roll with advantage.
All right, so that's going to be those. That's the first one. That's that. Second one is way worse.
Hey Jake, before you are doing the math there, I think I want you to roll on the Mythos table, please.
Oh.
I saw that coming.
It's because we don't get to play kids on bikes tomorrow, you son of a bitch. How dare you be so selfish? Have a daughter being happily married.
Right. For what it's worth, in case I need this roll to negate or mitigate whatever is about to happen, I rolled a 19, which would be a hard success, but I'm going to use 5 luck to make that extreme success.
As you begin to try to dodge out of the way for this van that is barreling to you, there is a glimpse of the car burning down at the hill. There is and in your keen sight, you can see the remains of whatever is left of your sister burning down there with it. As you begin to dodge out of the way, go ahead and let's roll the sanity check as you make your dodge.
47. That's a fail.
47. Give me a D6 on sanity check.
5.
When you come to, You can smell the gasoline on your hands. And you remember the cleansing power of fire. All things must be cleansed through fire. All discretions, all events, fire is the key.
Oops. I thought it would be fun and like a screw the dealer kind of situation, but no.
The car goes barreling into the front of the facility. Give me a drive automobile check.
I like to imagine after
Karppi.
this van crashes through the glass, the card is just close enough to the little reader that you hear like beep beep, and like what's left of the sliding glass door like slides open.
Yeah.
Oh.
How'd you do,
that,
Karppi?
that was a fail, but I would like to use up some luck to make it a success.
Hell yeah!
Are you sure you want to use luck now?
Do it, Kaeryn. Don't let him
I
scare
haven't-
you.
I haven't
No,
got
he's-
much, I haven't got
no.
much of anything else left.
Do
My
it.
luck is all I have
Don't die with
left.
luck, man.
It's all I have left.
That's all I have left. I got
Okay.
no place else to
Do
go.
Do it.
As you hear a small beep as the door unlocks, your van goes crashing through into the lobby of it. Now, give me a luck check with disadvantage.
Damn. Tough, bro.
Oh, that'd be a fail. It would have been a fail even if I hadn't have spent luck because I
Yeah.
rolled terribly. So,
Ugh.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right. You have no seatbelt on as
You're
the
right.
body, as your car hits one of the, as it comes to a full stop into one of the pylons in the lobby. You go sailing through the windshield instantaneously. Give me a quick damage check. And that's going to be, roll me a d10 for damage.
4.
And you have how many hit points left?
2.
You guys see this van go careening through the lobby, and then it crashes into one of the columns inside of the lobby. A body flies out of the van through the windshield, tumbles, and kind of like flops over the desk. What do you guys all do?
I'd be like, holy shit.
What
And
the
Rebecca would go and try to like help this person. I'm sure she didn't see who it is.
Yeah.
But she would like limp inside pretty urgently and like go over behind the desk.
Okay.
While she's doing that, Fender is going to go over.
Jesus.
That's steak. Oh, perfect. I want you to keep that up.
Nice. Nice.
Incredible.
Fender's going to go over to this truck, and he's going to. I assume it's still running at this point. He's going to turn it off and snatch the keys. 'Cause Now
Okay.
we have a way to get. Now we have a way to get out.
Okay. All right. Hawthorne.
Hey, where'd that big fucking gun come from? Jesus.
I think at the same moment that we see this van, as I've dived out of the way, and then the van crashes in, and the other two go inside. My last thought was suddenly kind of coming to, lying face down in the remnants of spilled fuel on the ground, and smelling the gasoline and seeing the still burning car. I'm limping towards the burning taxi.
You're
And
limping away.
I'm kind of walking like a little bit and then kind of stumble, falling a little bit. But at least for the moment, because of that sanity check and that wonderful Mythos die roll, my only thought is cleanse it with fire.
Karppi, you are laying over a desk in the lobby. So imagine a lobby, and in this lobby, it's pretty much like a square. There's a room, and in the center of the room is a desk where the greeter will greet the person, and or security would be housed at. And then there are two doors, one to the left and one to the right. The desk itself is half crescent shape, almost like a half moon shape, if that makes sense. Your body slumped over it as blood is coming out of your mouth. You hear your bones. Well, first of all, your body feels broken. You feel your body. Let's start from the beginning. You feel your spine kind of wiggle and shift inside of it. And then you feel your rib cage you hear the sounds of it begin to crack. You feel your limbs begin to almost be puppeteered as each of those begin to crack. I want you to roll me a 2d20s, please.
Should roll me a D7.
Do you want me to add them together or give you the separate numbers?
Separate numbers, please.
Okay, a 1 and a 16.
Okay. Now, I want you to roll me 1d20.
3.
Okay. Your body begins to crack open, and do you remember back in like episode, I think 2 or 3, when you were pulling that long slinky worm out of you?
Yes, I remember.
You now become a Karppi worm with appendages and multiple, almost if Karppi was a centipede, with the Karppi head and every single you don't have human arms, you only have 2 human arms, but all of the little arms are tentacle like an insectoid, as your body becomes this long 9-foot long worm that's been curled up inside of you, as you explode out of the Karppi body and gore splashes everywhere.
Oh, damn it. I get some on me because I was headed that way to like help. Oh, fuck.
On the back of your character sheet, Karppi,
Yeah.
I want you to name yourself the what is it? Well, give yourself, well, who knows what a name is. I want you to write down for
name.
HP 116.
Oh.
You now want to consume and destroy.
Okay.
You are now a tool of the Great Mother. Silas Beckerworth.
Mhm.
What was left of a once police officer is now a human centipede. Just so cliche.
Not that kind of human centipede. Rebecca is like frantically reaching for her pocket again, and like somehow, even though her hands are shaking, manages to come out with her phone and is fucking filming this horror. And just, it is backing up, obviously. It's very shaky found footage, but yeah, definitely gets this on film. This is some fucked up shit.
Silas, what do you want to do?
Well, he was just going to grab the keys initially, and then he sees this, and he literally dives into the van at this point, and shouts for Rebecca to follow him, and he's going to quickly look around to see if there's anything he can use as a weapon.
Oh, the bag.
Ironically.
besides a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, right.
It
Unfortunately,
It
I didn't take nuclear bomb as a skill, so I'm not sure I can do.
My nuclear bomb skill is also weak.
Yeah, I mean, although to be fair, he does have pretty decent mechanical repair. You have to when you're a cab driver, right?
Yeah. Look on your character sheet for Oppenheimer skill. No,
right.
There's an I am become death skill, bottom right.
I did not take nuclear physics.
So at this point, like without,
guitar head.
there's a crate with the warhead in it, and then there's another crate with weapons in it. But beyond that, you wouldn't have chance to go through that crate because
he was looking for something. I mean, he was mainly looking. I mean, even something like a baseball bat or a crowbar or a tire iron or something. He was more looking for basic stuff like by the seat, that kind of thing. Like people.
Yeah, there's nothing like that besides.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there is a cell phone that's sitting there that Karppi no longer has.
I mean, I honestly, I doubt he would recognize a nuclear bomb if he saw one.
Yeah.
It's unless it's labeled like nuclear bomb on the thing, which seems kind of.
Does it look like a cartoonish nuclear bomb, like in Fallout, like the bubbly kind of?
Right, with the nuclear symbol in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a warhead with a sickle and hammer on it, and it's inside of a crate.
Okay, yeah. So, but he's gonna start up the van.
All right, Hawthorne, you hear, Karppi, describe to me the monstrous sound you make as you become this new eldritch creature.
So it's almost like this, like this bubbling sound, like when someone's dying and they're like, the breath is coming through bubbled like blood. So it's that sound with a high-pitched shriek as well, all at the same time as whoever did that was great. As basically her mouth opens and she makes this roar.
Yeah.
You okay, buddy?
Hawthorne, as you begin to go down the hill, you hear this screech behind you. What do you do?
I think this otherworldly screech is probably going to be the thing that snaps me out of this sort of flashback, war zone thing, because this is not a sound that I know. And I imagine maybe that just sort of the first thing I see is probably in the still burning car is the red hot corpse of my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And quickly turning my gaze away, remembering that she wanted me to get inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn. I'm going to hold staring at her for a moment. And I'm going to turn and start limping my way up to... Wait, I don't have a broken leg. I'm going to start running up to the building.
I'm the only limpy one here.
All right, let us roll for orders of turn. Starting with everyone roll. Let's roll a D100.
That's jacked.
Got a
And we'll go, the highest number is going to go first.
The 34.
Karppi, you can roll with advantage because you're evil. You're on my team now.
So change that 3 to an 83.
Oh no!
All right. Karppi, what do you want to do first?
Who's closest? Because I want to eat them.
They are, well, let's draw a square on a piece of paper. Let's draw a small rectangle in the middle of that square. And then let's see, I think we have Fender in the car. Karppi is moving towards the car. I'm sorry, Worth is moving towards the car, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
if we're being very honest, it was probably me. Because Steve is outside, Fender's in the car, I'm on my way to the car. And I was on my way to help whoever fucking flew out of this van, so I'm between them and the car.
Okay.
So,
Hey.
Worth. And then we have Hawthorne that's coming back inside. All right. You can do whatever you want to do.
Love you, Becca.
okay. Okay.
Um,
Don't patronize me.
so I'm on the top of the desk. Kind of that's where I was born, basically. And I think I will just launch myself through the air at the back of this woman that's running away with the sole intent to latch onto
Okay.
her.
Tell me, as you are this creature, what remains of Karppi inside of this psyche? Actually, roll me a willpower first. Let's use that as our determinant factor.
Oh, I rolled a 20. So
Oh.
that's under my willpower.
That's
So
really good.
that's a success.
Great.
I don't know what that means.
What does Karppi think as the monster version of her lunges towards Rebecca Worth?
Oh, she's screaming in her head. So I guess, Rebecca, you're going to hear more of that horrible, bubbly scream
Yeah.
because this is the last thing Karppi would want to happen because of everybody here. Rebecca is the only one she actually cares about right now. So
We're all high school buddies, man.
we are.
All right.
So.
Go ahead and let's use I didn't give you a monster stats yet,
No.
but that's going to be a melee attack.
Okay.
And your number is going to be 50. And you can roll with advantage.
40.
Worth, I'll
So,
let I'll let you
in-
have one instinctual move, Worth. It could save
in
your
combat, I get to what? Dodge? What is the options?
life. We can dodge. We can let's go for
Dodge.
dodge. Whatever you think you would do if you see this giant thing coming at you.
Well, normally you can dodge or fight back, right? If you
Dodge
dodge,
or fight back.
Mhm.
then a tie goes to you. If you fight back, a tie goes to the attacker.
Okay. I mean, I guess I would probably like dodge. It's not going to be a very effective attempt because like I don't
that
see
penalty.
her coming even. I just hear her.
Yeah.
So gonna try to dodge here, I guess. Oh. So what is it when you get a 0 and the 0-0?
That's a fumble. That's 100.
Is that
That's a
100?
really bad
Yep.
number.
That's the worst
100.
possible. Yep.
It could be a 0. It could
You
be like an
can't roll a
ace,
0.
and we get to choose.
You can't roll a 0.
Okay, well, I
Don't
feel
do
like
it.
if you could roll a 0, that's what it would look like.
That's-
That's all I'm saying.
That's what it
I'm
I know,
just-
right? That's like intuitively.
It could be an
It'll be-
ace where it's high or low. We could house rule
Wait a
it.
minute. So you got a 0 for
I got
the-
100 for my dodge. I very badly failed my dodge.
Fumble.
Oh, you
You
went
sh-
off your bad leg.
Oh, that's
Oh.
probably it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna hurt. That's
Yeah.
gonna hurt.
You know how like in track you have your dominant leg
Oh yeah.
and you go to step on that leg. It's just instinctual. And you
Yeah.
hear that bone crack even more.
Oh.
You feel faint. And you feel like it's a white hot feeling and also as if the wind's been knocked out of you at the same time.
Rebecca hears distantly just this horrible, just terrifying, high-pitched scream. And it takes what feels like a couple of seconds to realize that it's her. And that she's the one who's screaming.
Karppi monster,
Yeah.
tell me how you devour Rebecca Worth.
Oh wow. Okay. So
Or if you want me to do it,
Yeah, you could go for it. I'll set it up and then you can take it because
Okay.
you got better descriptions. But launches, and I think as we see it flying through the air, and Rebecca goes down screaming just as this thing kind of launches.
Yeah.
Maybe even over her scream.
Yeah. As it launches, the head of this Karppi centipede is what you think is going to eat you. But no, actually, it curls over you as its worm-like body opens up with this maw that has 1,000 arms inside of it. As each arm pulls and grabs you and then pulls you in two, and it starts eating you at the feet first, and you hear your legs crunch. You hear your waist crunch. You see your
You would have previously thought this scream could not
self
reach
as you were being
another.
devoured bit by bit.
You would have previously thought this scream could not reach another pitch, but it does. It's the most horrific thing anybody has ever heard.
Silas,
And
what do you do
Yeah, it's bad.
as you are watching Rebecca getting devoured by the center of this creature?
Yeah. I mean, he had started to scream a warning and then just scream no as he saw sort of what happened, and just in partly to put Rebecca out of her misery, partly to destroy whatever the fuck this is. He just slams it into gear and floors the van forward over it, head gonna run over the bug.
Okay.
Run over the bug.
All right. You
in the lobby of this building.
I imagine some of the screams are like "kill me," like it's.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
tires squeal as you start hitting the accelerator and you ram dead center into this bug. Give me
still unaware that there's a nuclear bomb in the back, of course, but
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Give me a D20 roll.
Okay. Hold on.
Don't critically fail.
Oh.
Nice. 17. Testing up my new D20.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah. You, because it's such a short distance, I won't have you do a drive check on it because it's straight on. And you hit the creature and you do 17 points of damage to it. As the creature is crunching on Rebecca just as it gets to her torso, it drops down and the half-eaten torso of Rebecca Worth falls to the ground.
His goal, by the way, is to leave the wheels parked on this thing, like to keep it down and hold it down, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Hawthorne, you've heard screeching. As you are running into the building, you see this giant human centipede with this maw at the center of its chest, with the head of Karppi with 1,000 arms on it, and like 2 or 3 human arms, and what looks to be the top half torso of Rebecca Worth.
I mean,
I don't feel great about it.
I
out of 5 stars.
Well, crap. No. The only logical thing I can think of is a sanity check, because I can't reconcile anything I'm seeing. I have no context, even with everything we've seen. I have no real context for this. This doesn't fit. So I'm either going to snap, or I'm going to snap into soldier mode, and I'm going to try to push it back.
All right, let's roll sanity first.
Mm. Damn it.
Ooh, that went
See,
out.
when we asked for Mythos tomes, I activate them at all different types and times.
Yeah, so... Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's a 75.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
All right, give me a D8.
D8 will be a 3.
Oh, you lucky. All right. 3 points of sanity. What do you do as you still yourself?
I take a moment. Something that I did in combat would be to look at Rebecca's face. To look at the fallen and just take that 1 second to burn the image of the fallen into my mind. And that 1 second is all I allow myself. As I run past and seeing Fender in the van, I just look at him and I start to run into the building further. Are you coming? I have to admit, me, the player, I do not remember what it was my sister wanted me to do here. I know I'm supposed to do something.
Yeah, and that makes sense for the character because mental overload is what happens.
I know,
right?
I have this ID card and it will get me to where I need to go. And
you have an ID card and there's a flash drive on it.
And that's right, there was the flash drive, and I can probably look in the the building directory, figuring out where I need to go to get to her lab. Or
when you run into the building, you see there are in this lobby one door on the left and one door on the right, and they're not straight in front of you. They're on the left and the right, like as opposing sides of the wall. One of the doors on top of it says, excuse me, applied principles and research, and the other door says engineering and applied supplication.
Can I add
I
one
look at
thing
her
as you're
badge.
making your... Oh, go ahead.
Applied principles is on her badge.
Okay, before I go through that door, and while still waiting to see if Fender's coming, I'm going to scan this area in the hallway looking for one of those red boxes in the wall with like the fire hose and hopefully a fire axe.
Nice. Give me a quick spot and check on that. You can roll with advantage on that because of your military keenness.
While he's rolling, may I do one quick thing?
That is
Absolutely.
I'm very dead, but...
I rolled a 1.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I rolled a 1 on the first roll.
Spectacular.
A 1.
Bad karma for me. That's why I rolled 100. Rebecca, in her hand, which is still attached, presumably, because it just got her bottom half, is her phone, which is still apparently not
recording.
Destroyed. It's still recording. Yeah.
It's recording.
Spectacular. Hawthorne, what were you looking for again? A fire hose and an axe?
A fire axe specifically.
Yeah. Yep. That is there with the hose. Are you charging towards it?
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to grab that axe.
Okay.
Now, while he was kind of getting up to there, would I have had a chance to sort of check for any other kind of weapons or anything like that? Because then you said there were boxes back there, so he was going to take a quick look.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it will involve you kind of looking and you can. I mean, they're open crates. Well, I wouldn't say that. That's not a good way to stow weapons.
Well, I mean, he sees that big machine gun on top, right? That's pretty obvious.
Yep.
I mean, he's not going to grab that, obviously, but he's in his brain. He's like, they got to have more weapons in here. But if they have that on top,
I mean, the open crate would make sense with all the crashing this van has done.
And you can get on top of that, and you can mount that gun too. It's mounted to the top of the vehicle if you want to use it. So that's an option as well. So when you're looking back,
he just wants a handgun or something like that, if whatever he can find.
Yeah. You look back and you see a duffel bag. The duffel bag, without directly going through it.
You know what? He'll just grab the duffel bag. Actually, he won't even look. He's going to grab the duffel bag and head after Hawthorne, hoping there's something in it he can use. So he'll just grab it and throw it over his shoulder. He's happy by the weight, though. He feels the heavy weight and realizes there's probably guns in there, so he's satisfied with that, and he's going to take off. He is going to see Rebecca's phone though, and in his mind he's thinking, he might want to get in touch with her family to let them know what happened. Something. That's just in his
Your
head.
daughter got
And he
half eaten. It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
See, look. Just press play. There you go.
Yeah, we can watch it over and over.
Yeah, that's her hand right there. Yeah. There it goes.
Yeah. Look how her eyes roll back in her head.
Yeah, you hear that? Like, kill me. That's her.
What a card.
He'll
grab that thinking of tell your family.
You were pinning the Karppi centipede against the desk and the van, or at least the wall in the van, because
or the floor. Right? Whatever he could, whether it was the floor to the wall, he wanted to pin it. Yeah.
All right. So you getting off of that will, at the very minimal, release the accelerator on it. So now that forward pressure isn't on the Karppi centipede anymore. She's still pinned in between the two. Karppi centipede. Right. What do you do as you are pinned and your meal has been disturbed? There's the other half. You can still devour that if you want.
But I'm still pinned at this point. Do I feel the pressure lessen?
Yeah, but you still feel pinned, but there's no longer, it's not pushing you. Now it's just a weight against you.
Right. So now I can finish my meal in peace.
Yeah.
And then,
you can push. I mean, you can push it off if you want. You can push off the van. How about this? You'll need to push the van off to get mobility again.
Yes. Yeah. That sounds like if I feel that I'm no longer actively being squished and I can feel the pressure release, then it would be immediately like, let's get rid of the rest of the pressure.
Okay.
Free myself. Yeah.
What is your strength score on your character sheet?
My character sheet is 55.
Okay, double that.
Oh, okay.
Now
that's 110. Okay.
I mean, do you want to roll for an auto success and pushing the van off? Why?
No, I might roll 100. That would be bad.
Yeah.
No, I'll just.
You push the van off. Describe to me what part of you eats the rest of Karppi. I mean, Rebecca Worth. Is it the top half or the bottom half or the middle half?
God.
I think that maw that had already grabbed her and was devouring her just continues up. Meanwhile, the top part is what kind of just ballooned, I guess, to push the van away to free this. Yeah.
Oh, like a pufferfish?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it's like, oh.
Yeah. Absolutely disgusting. As you are mowing down on the remains of Rebecca, there is like a patch of like her skull and hair that just is left undevoured as you swallow the last remnants of her.
Gets caught in your mandibles.
That wouldn't taste good anyway.
Yeah.
Rebecca conditioned religiously.
Your size doubles, and there is, if you look at the side of your head, you see little remnants of Rebecca Worth's face appear on the side of your head. So now you are both Rebecca and Karppi.
Oh my God. What's our ship name?
Let's roll a willpower check to see who controls the beast for this turn.
Fuck yes, dude. Let's go. Y'all are dead, man.
We're besties.
I got a 97.
I got a 66.
So it's still Karppi.
Karppi, you feel a intrusion on the control, almost as if it's a Siamese twin, trying to control yourself. Give me a quick D4.
2.
All right. You will control the Karppi Worth centipede for 2 turns, and you will turn it over to Rebecca after 2 turns. What do you want to do?
Thank you. We need a chore chart.
As you see Silas, what are you doing, Silas? Can you describe what you're doing as you're getting a duffel bag full of guns?
Yeah, so he's got the guns over his shoulder. He tucks the phone into his breast pocket, which I'd like to think has the camera facing outward, so it continues to record found footage style to be found one day. And he's going to he's going after Hawthorne, basically following his footsteps. 'Cause that's what he was doing to start with. So he's taking off after him.
Hawthorne, what are you doing?
I'm going through the door with the axe in hand. I'm going through the door that matches the ID badge.
Okay. You run through that door. And Silas, you follow?
Yeah, and I say to him, Bug, we got to move.
And the bug answers, "Yes, I am."
Or yes, we are.
Yes, we are. It's
Yes,
like
we
it's like
are.
both of our voices at once.
Right.
I just give you that for a second. I give you that look like, what did you call me?
Oh, you mean a real bug? Gotcha. Yeah.
Let's do a contested roll real quick because I imagine Hawthorne's already through this door.
Mhm.
Fender is trying to run through it, and Karppi Worth Centipede is rolling towards them at the same time. Okay.
So what?
I want you to use whatever skill you want to get you to that door as fast as you can.
He's going to use Dex because he's sort of, I imagine at this point he's kind of going around debris and so forth because of the crash and all this other stuff, and he's just, and then he's going to try and like turn sideways and just like dive, sort of get himself to the door. So dexterity work.
All right. Karppi, go ahead and you can try to grab and attack. What is your melee score?
The fighting brawl, it's
Yeah.
50.
It's 50?
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep it at 50. Because you're huge.
Oh, that's an 84.
Ooh, fail. What'd you do, Fender?
96. So no.
Ooh. You try to get through the door, and you make it about halfway before you slip and fall on the ichor that was once Karppi's body. Maybe it's an intestinal as you like slip to the ground. Hawthorne, what do you do? And you see, like, as you fall, there's a duffel bag that is shaped. The guns are printing really hard in this duffel bag. Hawthorne, what do you do?
Like he just slips and falls on as he's coming through the door.
As he's trying to make his way to the door, yeah.
And you're holding the duffel bag.
Yeah, it's slung over my shoulder. Yeah.
I am going to grab one arm and the duffel bag, trying to pull both him and the bag in, and with the thought that if I can't pull him, I can at least pull the bag off his shoulder.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do a that would be a strength check.
Right.
You're pulling with strength. Karppi, your next turn. Go ahead and you can
no,
try to
no,
do whatever
no,
you want to
no,
do.
no.
Do you want to roll it?
I was gonna say I'm kicking with my feet, so I don't know if that helps him.
Go ahead and
obviously
roll
Because obviously I want to go with him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. What is that? Dexterity or athletics? And roll with the disadvantage. Karppi, go ahead and Karppi Worth Centipede. Describe to me what you're trying to do, and then go ahead and give me a roll. Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, that's why I said no.
I think
You want to?
Fender's on the ground, but
Mhm.
there's this figure that is trying to help. So I think that's the most threatening.
Mhm.
So that's what we're going to attack.
Hawthorne then.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and go for it. What are you reaching out with?
I almost imagine the one part of the body that is now us kind of elongates into this long tentacle appendage thing, which is now reaching out to encircle Hawthorne.
All right. Did you want to try to push that roll, Hawthorne?
There's no part of that sentence that I enjoyed.
Tentacle.
There's nothing
Appendage.
redeemable in that sentence. So remind me what pushing does. If I can
You
just
can
re-roll,
re-roll
and
it.
if it fails, it's really
It's gonna
bad.
be really bad.
Yeah,
Really
it's
bad.
It's gonna
usually
be
dire
really bad
consequences.
anyway.
It's already
so-
a 99, so yeah, I'll push.
Fair enough.
Are you kidding me?
Is it 100?
It's a 98.
It's better. It's better.
It's 1 degree better.
No, it's worse.
I
'cause you
cannot
pushed.
believe that I rolled a 98
That is
after a 99.
remarkable.
Oh my gosh.
Remarkable.
And after I rolled a 96, so that's
Man.
that's not going well at
And
all.
Cari's rolled us 100.
Yeah.
So we're
Working
hitting
our way
those high,
down.
hitting those high
the
numbers.
Oh,
dice
yeah.
are-
So thanks for tuning into our Mythos Investigator series.
dice are-
This is
dice
the
are
last
playing us today.
episode. I'm just,
Here's a ray of hope, though. The Karppi worth
It's
Do you
Sure.
want
rolled a
okay,
97. So
are you
Hey!
Wow, so we have
You went
96,
100,
97,
99,
98, 99.
97.
96
Full
to
house.
100.
We get a full house.
A large straight.
the
Yeah.
Karppi worth centipede clumsily crashes about the lobby, knocking over guest chairs and breaking glass, and limbs flying everywhere as a giant tentacle kind of like ropes past you and then retracts back into this disgusting creature. All right, we are back up to, I believe, Fender. What do you want to do?
Well, since he still has the bag like right there, he's just gonna reach in and grab whatever he can out of it. And so I don't know if you want to roll for what that is or whatever, but he's gonna
Yeah,
grab
give me a quick roll for it.
some.
Give me a
what do you want?
D6 roll. There are 6 guns in there.
Yeah, he wants to grab something that feels like a gun.
Mhm.
6.
Kind of happy,
What are
but
you-
kind of sad.
He looks
Oh.
he looks like it's like Christmas,
It's like,
Ricky.
So, do you remember? Has anybody seen Terminator 2?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know the grenade
Everybody.
shotgun that Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh, yeah, yeah.
uses.
Yes.
It's like a
Yeah,
right.
Oh yeah.
You grab what feels like a grenade launcher, with small little grenades in it. That was my 6, 1 through 6 in terms of the bags.
Nice.
Bender just got the rare drop.
Yeah. So
There, it's the purple icon.
well, so
Legendary.
he's going to kind of roll as he pulls it out and sees what it is, checks quick for any kind of kind of glances for any kind of safety that might be on it or whatever, and because he's seen that in movies a ton of times, they always forget the safety, and he's going to look up and he's going to see a familiar face looking down at him that he kicked out of his car not that long ago, really. And he's like, fuck you again. And he's going to pull the trigger.
You again.
All right, do a firearms check. What is this? Yeah, this isn't a mounted
Be
gun.
rifle. Yeah, be long gun probably. So shotgun
Let's
rifle, or would it be a pistol?
It's definitely not a pistol.
Okay.
Let's do shotgun rifle.
All right.
You are one ugly.
Oh, we draw the line of swearing. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's actually hard success.
Hard success.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, spectacular.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty close too. Like I imagine I'm sort of almost like looking up at this point. It's like,
Yeah, give me a D100 because
Okay.
there's an effect of a grenade that if you roll under a certain number, it does a lot more damage.
okay. 27.
Wow, spectacular. Spectacular. Yeah. You fire it and thump. I mean, it is deafening. Like it blows your ears out. It's disorienting. Give me 3d20 rolls.
Do you want them individually or added?
Add them together, or you can
Okay.
do them individually. It doesn't matter to me.
That's a 12. 13, so 25. And 18, that's 43.
43 points of damage to the Karppi worth.
Right as you're about to pull the trigger, you just hear me yelling, "No danger close!" And just ducking behind the door.
It's one of those scenes where like it kind of shakes and dust kind of falls because of the large, concussive blast of it. Worth, you are in charge. of
Yes.
the Worth Karppi centipede.
Yes.
What do you do?
Okay.
And she
So-
handed you a mess.
Can I
Yeah,
say something
right.
as I hand it to you?
Yeah.
I want to say one thing. You'll hear
Please
this,
do.
or at least, or the mouth. It'd be like the words, "Let it go, taxi man."
As Rebecca.
Wait, before you do your action, the head of the monster twists around to now have the Worth face as the head, as Worth has taken over the
Like an
creature.
action figure.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, I guess I want to try. Are these guys like close-ish?
Yeah,
Like,
I
they
mean
just
they're
shot.
within
Yeah.
20 yards of you.
I want to lunge forward.
because like you kind of recoil back with the.
Yeah. I want to lunge forward at Fender because he's the one that shot with the or who shot me.
Definitely Fender.
Yeah. I want to lean forward and
All
snap
right.
him like a fucking toothpick.
Fender.
I'm dodging the fuck out of it. Rolling aside. Just roll.
Okay.
Attack
either one
roll
try
is
to- Okay.
Is that a 50
Oh, no, I'm
that I
rolling.
have to beat?
What do you? Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. What's your score there on your dexterity?
Who's?
The Worth centipede.
You're gonna have to tell me. I don't have the stats.
What's your number on your character sheet? I'm sorry.
Oh, my character sheet says that my dex is 45.
45. Give me a quick d20.
16.
All right, you can add that to that 45.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So
Quick willpower check.
willpower check. That is a success.
You are seeing this through the eyes of Rebecca. Now coming to grips with the fact that you are. Have you been devoured? Are you? What are you now?
So okay, Fender, I guess would see this. Sorry, my cat's freaking out. Would see this thing like recoil from the hit, and then like have this like enraged look in the eyes, and then not act. Like if I'm seeing this through Rebecca's eyes and I've passed my willpower check, there's a little bit of Rebecca still in there. And you look like she's like gonna attack you, but then she just doesn't. And that's all you know. It's not like she can really communicate. Her face suddenly has just a flash of like something sympathetic.
Empathy. Yeah.
Something like
The
that.
pathetic monster.
You can't
eldritch
exactly
monster.
tell, and it's just for a second, but you see
Yeah.
it.
Hawthorne, what do you do in this moment of pausing?
If that thing's hesitating,
Yeah.
I'm imagining Fender lying on the ground in this puddle of ooze, the duffel bag at his side, holding the smoking grenade launchers, this Karppi Worth centipedes towering over him, and seeing it hesitate, you just see my hands go and grab a hold of him, both hands, and try to yank him into the stairwell.
Go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage.
Don't fail me this time, dice.
You can get a bonus die, so that's got to work, right?
8. That is an extreme success.
Nice.
You pull him into the room, and as you pull him into the room, you see several flying orbs kind of zip past you, and each of them start shooting these plasma blue lasers into the Karppi Worth monster until it pretty much melts down into its base parts. What's left is like just these two big piles of goo, and these orbs bring out these mechanical arms that come out of the sides of these orbs, and they kind of cipher through the goo, and they pull out it's shaped. I keep using the word bubblegum, but it's shaped like a piece of like it's a gland of some type, and it pulls it out of the goo, and then it pulls the other gland out of it, and then both of those glands go inside of those orbs, these metallic orbs, as they zip back and down the hallway that you have pulled Silas into. The door slams shut with a pneumatic pause, and a person starts walking towards you. As a person is walking towards you, you realize it's your sister. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Ooh, what's going on? Bye.
So we're gonna take a break.
Remarkable.
Please stick around.
Remarkable.
We will see you on the other side.
All right. Our scene opens with two scientists watching what just happened on a security camera footage feed screen as Cari and Rebecca, you are both in... Sorry, Cari and Rebecca. Geez, my brain glitched.
We are one.
We are one. We are one.
We are
Karppi
Rebecca.
and Rebecca, their former characters, are now two scientists watching the feed of what just happened as you watched a giant monster emerge out of a person, all expected based on the research that you've been doing in the lab so far. And you've watched these two men go into the wrong side of the lab, or at least the opposing side of the lab. Over the last... See, the thing that's interesting about this lab is that for every day that passes on the outside, 1 year passes on the inside. And so you've been scientists inside of this lab doing research for decades, hundreds of years, to the point where you have, in effect, found a way to elongate your lives. Your part, a long time ago, the lab was designed to tap into these alternate dimensions to break through the secrets, and the scientists were working in absolute harmonic unity about finding and unraveling the mysteries of the universe. But as those powers became realized and unveiled to you, there became a fraction in how these powers should be used. They broke into two factions of scientists, and ironically, broken between the research and theory department and the applied engineering department. Because as applied engineers of the science, you understand that what it means to have this type of power in the hands of humanity. Over the decades inside the lab, but days for everyone else, almost two cults emerged within the scientific lab. The Guiding Light, those who believe that the powers should be harnessed to elevate and weaponized against these cosmic forces, and the scientists that believe that these powers should be used to protect humanity in a way that is guarded, that to benefit humanity, that we should use this technology and solve world hunger or solve, these grand issues of energy. This other side is saying that, wait a minute, we have these powers of the cosmos now. We need to become equal to the other powers that are out there. There are several departments within the engineering and applied supplication. There's dynamic hydrology, which is the study of water, organology, which is the applied application of sound, obscure hypnology, and mitogenic spore... I can't even pronounce the words that I wrote. Mitogenetic sporophage studies. Which ones have you guys specialized in?
Well, obviously the mitogenetic sporophage studies.
Spectacular. So on your character sheet somewhere, you have a whole lot of open columns, or you can write it on a piece of paper.
Yes.
You can write down that as a skill. And then what I want you to do is increase the occult knowledge up to 40.
Okay.
Your sanity score should be 45. Your intelligence is 90.
Now, is that in addition to my, like, am I adding that to my old stats, or is these
No, that's just your
brand
new stats for
Okay,
this
okay.
character. And we'll flesh
Gotcha,
it out the stats a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit later.
Perfect, no worries.
What is the name of your doctor?
My doctor is Dr. Barbara Macaulay. McCulley.
The one's Karppi. What's your doctor name?
Dr. Isabel Trowbridge.
What a name. Damn. We could both check into a hotel under those names and not get caught.
100%.
My brother-in-law's name is Trowbridge.
I'll be damned.
From your philosophical difference, you know that if those two men complete what they tried to do, that it will pretty much spell the end of the human race as we know it, based on all of your studies. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Isabella, what is your focus?
Oh, I was going to go with the same one, but I can pick.
Okay, yeah, you can go with the same one. That's fine. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're in the same department. That's totally cool. Also, you call me Babs. We're buddies. We've been.
You call
we've
me
been
Izzy.
Friends. Yes, we've been friends for centuries. It only makes
For
sense.
centuries. Correct. And it makes sense because you've been studying, in your field of study, it specializes in cloning. So you have managed to be a 500-year-old. Either you can be a clone or you can be a version of yourself. But if you choose to be a version of yourself, you will need to, go into a hyperbolic chamber and rejuvenate your genes every now and then.
Like you do.
Because you're 500 years old.
As you do.
As you do.
Right. I had
Or
a
if you want to
nickel.
have, or if you want to have yourself as a clone with 100 versions of you in the background, that's fine too.
Oh, I would love
So
it
are
if
they-
we
are
were
they-
clones of the
I was
same
gonna say,
person.
are they twin clones? Yeah, that's what I was.
Can we be twin clones of the
You
same person?
absolutely can be twin
Fuck
clones
yes.
of the same
Fuck yes.
person. So women, hold on, let's break this down. Are you twin clones that
Women.
diverged in personalities? Like, were you once like Barbara Macaulay Isabel Trowbridge as like a super long hyphenated name that broke into two separate personalities? That
Yes, I think like
are you
so,
the same person, or go explain it to me?
Well, I almost
You go
imagine
first.
she like we started the same when we first became clones, but we have had now hundreds of years as separate entities, and so maybe we were clone 1 or clone 157 and clone I don't know whatever, but we have now established our own personalities that are different, and at that time we each took a name.
Oh yeah, 100. That's great. That's
Just like
great.
the 501st in Clone Wars.
my clone number was actually 8485 because that looks like Babs in a calculator.
Oh, cool! Mine was 1557.
Why? Seven.
So-
Seven. Great.
The problem is that since you guys have had this divisional split in philosophy for the last, I don't know, let's call it 100 years, there was moments of violence where you were attacking one another's labs. So now the cloning equipment is mostly destroyed and you can't recreate more clones. This is kind of the end of the road as to both of your paths. Tell me, okay, because you guys are the scientists, you have a layout of the lab. What I want you to do is to draw a circle in the center of a piece of paper. Doesn't have to be big. Now draw a square encapsulating that circle. Now draw a circle encapsulating that square. Now draw another, circle.
Shit.
Draw a
Drew
square
us towards the
encapsulating that
edge.
circle.
Ad infinitum.
This is a top-down viewpoint of what the pyramid looks like. That first circle you drew, is what can be described as, because our words have limits and the explanatory power of words have limits, and that center circle is the brainstem of Lawlerville. And it is a writhing mass of all of the people as one combined biomass in that center circle. You know that center circle emits incredible psychic energy. You know the plan of the guiding light was to use this psychic energy to transcend humanity to the next plane of existence, to exist with the gods. You know that will spell the end of the human race.
Did the other faction have a name? The ones
Guiding
that were
Light.
the Guiding Light, and then the other one was
Oh, you guys are the Sentinels of Balance.
Sentinels of Balance. That sounds cooler anyway. Alright. Sentinels of Balance. Okay. So as we're watching this like security footage kind of like in horror, I would shake my head and be like, we have to stop them.
Absolutely. I mean, but did you see how incredible that was? It was exactly like all of the research pointed to.
All of the
Did we
projections
get it?
were correct.
They were. This is amazing. Did we catch it on film? Did we get this?
I don't know.
Is it
Maybe
recorded?
that fucking reporter got it on her fucking phone. And I am like cycling through like frantically like all the different cameras, like security cameras, and seeing if we got any like better angle at it. And
Yeah, you got the 3 angles that are inside the lobby, so the 4 angles from the 4 corners of the room. Then you have a security footage of this van driving up. If you rewind it, you have, you have the whole scene that's played out from the outside, but it's like clips, right? It's like a 4-second clip here, then a 5-second clip here, then, them shooting it out, and then,
So you just hear like a very fast, like we're talking like 110 words per minute, because she's had a lot of time to learn how to type. You hear like a very fast, just, and then I would like show those 5-second clips like sequentially, and they're like cutting almost as though they're like edited into like one long clip of this whole horrific scene that we as the audience have just seen. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just nod again and be like, and I just kind of sit back and I'm like, it did exactly what we thought it would.
This is amazing. But next problem. What do we do about them?
Let me add one thing to it. Give me a quick D6 roll.
Me?
It doesn't matter. Either or, doesn't matter.
You, Kaeryn. I'm bad luck today.
2.
Hey.
You are the 2. There are 2 scientists in cryogenic frozen chambers that are in stasis, and you 2 are the only ones that are left that are conscious, that are surviving out of the whole department of applied supplication.
Yeah.
There are 2 other ones left that are frozen just in case, as those 2 scientists are and it's tactically done because you realize the time dilation that's occurring in there.
Well, we need to take care of them.
Do we even know who they are? Why they're here?
Do we even care?
I mean, I don't know. If they're not here to help the guiding light, then this is okay. But we need to know more about them. And immediately we'll turn to a computer and start to try pull up face, because we caught their face on the camera, and we're going to run some facial recognition program. And
You have
see
a
what
complete library of everyone in Lawlerville, and you show Silas. What is your full name?
His full name is Silas. I didn't come up with a middle name for him. Silas M. Waitley.
And you see Stephen Hawthorne, and you see the military background. But when you pull up Stephen Hawthorne's military background, a lot of the lines say classified on them. Like even your database can't even get into it. And then you see Silas, taxi cab driver, but he's highlighted as a person of interest because he's displayed incredible psychic power.
Oh, interesting. Do we see when we see Steve Hawthorne's bio come up and it's all redacted and we can't get much info? Is there any mention of his sister?
Yes, you know immediately that is the sister of the lead scientist and director of the whole lab, Melissa Hawthorne.
Okay. As soon as that is keyed up, I would immediately turn to Babs and oh, I think we've got a problem. One of them.
She would rush over and look at the computer.
I mean, this guy is obviously some high profile. I don't know what, we can't even get the information on, but he is Melissa's brother.
Damn.
That's
dun
me.
dun dun.
Melissa's sister brother.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Welcome to Lawlerville.
And this guy, I mean,
ming, 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 ming.
he doesn't even know.
Well, if he's here, then where's Melissa?
I don't know, but it can't be good. He's obviously here to help. It's got to be that. And this one, I mean, it says he's a taxi driver, but he is a person of interest. It bothers me that he is here as well on working with Hawthorne.
I know that if they accomplish what they want to do, the human race is
over.
Why don't we just kill them?
I like how you think, Babs.
What are
We
the
nod
weapons?
in perfect unison.
What are the weapons that you guys have built to fight the other science cult?
I bet we have some sort of spore, like a toxic spore that we can release into
Biological warfare.
Yeah, into the vents on that side, into the air that blows through.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If you breathe it in, it grows in your lungs and you become a fucking greenhouse in a week.
Shifting scenes to Hawthorne and Silas, your sister stands in front of you. Good. Do you have the flash drive?
Fender doesn't take his eyes off her, but leans over to Hawthorne. It's like, that ain't her. You saw her burn.
Or is it?
No, it's not.
It is me, and it's not me. It's a construct of me.
You're not real.
Oh, I'm very, very real.
Then
See,
that wasn't real. That wasn't you.
that was me.
I'm a dumb grunt. He's a cab driver. Please explain this so we can understand.
Organology. the study of sound, harmonics. Sound is more than just sound. There are frequencies in which everything exists and oscillates at. When you did what you did overseas, that harmonic frequency attached to yours, you don't exist as you think you do. What you are as you present is an illusion. How can I explain it in ways that you would understand? A computer. Have you ever put something in the trash can in a computer? Right? Recycled, deleted something, right?
Yeah.
The trash can is not an actual trash can, correct? It represents a trash can. And
Okay.
the file you put into the trash can isn't an actual piece of paper. It is a representation of a collection of data that you put into the trash can.
Okay, I'm following. You're dumbing it down a little more than I needed, but
That is what everything that exists is.
trash.
No,
Virtual trash.
no. It is an illusion of how you interpret your reality. Hence why, when you killed that child overseas, that harmonic frequency attached to you.
Fender, we don't have. Hawthorne, we don't have time for this philosophical bullshit.
Oh, it's not bullshit. It's reality. It
I
is
was
the very
talking. I was
fabric of
talking
our.
to him.
It is the very fabric of all that exists. So what you're seeing here is the harmonic frequencies of me, Melissa. Are you with me?
He ignores her and talks to Hawthorne. Steve, we need to go.
What I needed to do, what we need to do, is tied to this and her. I don't fully understand it. I know about.
But that ain't her.
It sounds like Platonic philosophy.
But that ain't her.
Worms.
It said as much itself.
Regardless.
This is more real than whatever just happened out there. This seems much more safe.
Come, follow me down the hall.
You can stay here and blast the hell out of anything else that looks like whatever that was. I'm going with her. You might be safer if you come with us.
He picks up the bag of guns. He's gonna quickly just open it and take a look for something a little less like area destructive, let's say. At his moment, something that won't take out a wall. He's still gonna keep that, by the way. But he's looking for some kind of other firearm to carry, just as a
Sure.
more manageable.
You see a 9mm pistol, a shotgun, a MP5, an AR-15, and then
he picks up the AR-15 and he gestures towards Hawthorne, who that's a military style firearm, so he figures that Hawthorne would know how to use it.
I will take it and immediately do a kind of, grab it, do a quick, pull the magazine out, check the magazine, just do that quick, like I know what I'm doing, inspecting my firearm, and then I just look at my sister and just kind of give her a shrug, just in case.
Fender's doing the same thing, but with the shotgun. He's, checking, make sure it's loaded, and then he'll swing the pack over his shoulder, tuck the 9mm in the back of his belt, and he's got the shotgun, and he's gonna follow.
And the hologram in front of you flickers a little bit, and she goes, of course they would activate a fungal infection through the air vents. and
What?
immediately processes, like looks away and closes the air vents. What comes out are a set of, like, out of the floor kind of raises a square apparatus and opens like two drawers, like two drawers open out of it. There are two goggles that look closer to skiing goggles with the elastic waistband. These are VORN goggles. You should put them on.
Okay. All right. He'll grab a pair and he'll kind of look him over first, and then tentatively put 'em on.
Variable optometric resonant negators
Okay.
to deal with the reality you see once we cross these doors. There's a second little partition set of doors where you walk into the main part of the lab. Do not take off these VORN goggles.
Okay.
And you put them on and they kind of suction to your face immediately. And there is a quick, the way you look through blue and red goggles, and the door behind the hologram opens up. And for a moment, the world is shaped with strange, incomprehensible geometric shapes that are winding and twisting within each other. And then it's suddenly, as the goggles turn on, click into a clear white hallway that you walk down. You hear a hissing as the door opens up. Shifting back to the two scientists. You're watching them on the camera feed as you try to release the spores, and the Hawthorne construct immediately blocked you.
Melissa's at it again.
Women is relentless.
Well, what other options do we have? We can't go out there and shoot them.
You know that Melissa's going to try to lead them to the center of the lab, that inner circle that we drew.
Get there before they do.
Yes. Yes. And Barb would stand up. Babs, not Barb. Babs, my new character, would stand up and just kind of like straighten her coat and be like, after you, sister.
Izzy would stand up, straighten her jacket. It's almost like identical. They look the same. And she would start to walk, but she would kind of hesitate and then turn back and say, pick up Protocol C on the way.
I like the way you think, Izzy.
And then walk out the door.
Their stride is identical. The way they swing their arms is identical. It's very, very eerie. Yes. Jake just said in the side chat, it's like if the twins from The Shining grew up into scientists. That's exactly what it's like.
Hawthorne and Silas, you are now looking down a clinically white hallway where white luminescences glowing from the sides of the wall with no obvious lights anywhere. With the hologram of Melissa Hawthorne. You know, please follow me.
I follow.
All right. Yeah.
As you are walking down the hall, Silas, you hear like a scratching in your mind. You hear you feel the presence of your father. How do you respond? It doesn't say anything. You don't see him. You just kind of feel
Yeah.
the presence.
Yeah, so he's um he has a feeling like he might be dealing with something far worse at this point. And he doesn't trust this hologram at all. He's not sure he trusts these goggles. So he's going to drop his defenses.
Oh,
for the first time in a long time.
Are you going to take off the goggles too, or are you keeping them on?
No, he's keeping the goggles on for now. But he's he's sort of thinking to himself. Maybe he says a little bit out loud. It's like, "All right, you mean old piece of shit. You're gonna help me get out of this. Then, if you're gonna be useful at all, do something once useful in your life."
Hawthorne, what are you doing and thinking? Oh, and you have the duffel bag full of gun, AR. You have the
Yeah,
AR-15
that's on my
with you.
that's on my shoulder still. Yeah.
Okay. Hawthorne, what are you doing as you're following your sister? Do you want to ask her anything? Do you want to think about anything?
Man, I think in this moment she clearly knows more than I do. I'm now armed, which gives me a sense of comfort. I think Fender would even notice that my posture changes a little bit with this weapon. I automatically shift my stride, and I'm walking slightly behind into the left of the hologram, and I'm walking in step with her, and I'm holding my weapon sort of, pointed at the floor, but at the ready. And while I'm following her, I'm just if there's any sign of any other doors or anything, I'm like a soldier that's on a patrol, or just on high alert, and I'm keeping my eyes peeled. But yeah, I've gone into full soldier mode at this point.
Okay. Fender is not a soldier, but he recognizes someone who is, who knows what they're doing, and so he's going to sort of mirror him. He's going to fall into the right hand side and sort of fall in that sort of slightly behind him, but off on the right hand side, so we're sort of offline. But and I also have the shotgun sort of, I made sure it has a shell in the chamber. It's loaded and ready to go, and he's also keeping it pointed down, but his hand, it's ready at this point. Safety off.
All right. You walk down the hall, and as you walk to the end of the hall, you see various doors, and each door has a title above it. You see one of the titles says Reinforced Horology, which is the study of time. Necrology, another door. Dynamic Cosmology and Hypnology. And many other doors that have strange types of scientific words that don't make any coherent sense as a real true field of study. But as you walk to the final door at the end of the hall, it just says Lawlerville on top of it. It opens up with a hissing and hydraulic, and as you walk to the center circle, you see a towering, as in the center of this pyramid is a giant cylinder that reaches up to the very top of the pyramid, and inside of it is the giant biomass of Lawlerville, all swirling inside of it, with all of the various people and citizens of Lawlerville. Some of them are grabbing at the glass as this giant blob, and you can feel the immense psychic energy emanating from this mass of people as the ceiling of the pyramid kind of open up to reveal the cosmic river. And this long tubular worm of Lawlerville reaches up into the cosmic river as it kind of like is above, and it's like a ocean above you. There is a single chair there, and with that chair, it's a simple wooden chair inside of it's just sitting there in front of this giant tube. It is the same chair that your father locked you in when you were a kid. You recognize it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
He locked you in this chair to focus your psychic powers.
By the way, on the way in, did any of those weird subjects ring any bells with the occult?
Are you talking about the titles of those doors?
The various fields of study. I assume that they were involved in or whatever. Yeah,
absolutely. It's all occult. If you wanted to,
well, I just meant if you recognized anything.
Oh, if you recognize it,
yeah.
You've the side of study that your father focused on was more on the mysticism side of things. So while those words were in some of the things that he would say to you, there wasn't a scientific study of them. They were more esoteric.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't think he'd know what exactly how they were studying, but certainly he'd have an idea of what they were studying more specifically as far as by recognizing the words. That's all.
In this cylinder of the mass of Lawlerville, a woman steps from around the cylinder. She has short silver hair. She's old. And out of the other side steps your father. And the hologram of Melissa says, "The flash drive, please," to Hawthorne. And when she says that, the hologram dissipates, and you realize that it is a kind of one of those center cylinder orbs that was projecting the hologram, and a slight door opens up where you can insert the flash drive.
Oh.
What do you do, Hawthorne?
There's a noticeable flinch when the hologram dissipates completely. Maybe more of a almost like trying to reach for her, even though she was already flickering, so kind of knew it wasn't her. I'm still here to fulfill what she asked me to do. I'm going to pull out the flash drive, and
as you pull out the flash drive, you the silver-haired woman next to your father, they both gesture, and you recognize the silver-haired woman as the woman that was across the bridge, that was in the gymnasium, and they both gesture towards the chair. Sit.
I ask Hawthorne, it's like, do you see anyone over there? To those, I'm trying to find out if he sees them too.
Hawthorne can see the woman with the silver hair, but not your father.
So you asked if I see anybody over there? I just say, yeah, of course.
Okay. Just checking in.
So you're pulling the flash drive. Are you going to sit down, Hawthorne?
Wait, they're telling me to sit down?
No, I'm sorry. Silence.
Okay.
Hell no, I'm not sitting down.
The woman said to sit down?
Was it the woman that asked him? Okay. I say, I'm good right now, thanks.
Maybe you should sit down.
Why?
Why won't you sit down? They just asked you to sit down. Just have a seat in the chair.
It is the chair of your psychic abuse as a child.
Yeah. I'd rather not. Let's leave it at that, please.
I will furrow my brow at him, but I have no reason really to push him. I will turn my attention back to the orb with the flash drive and give it to the orb.
I'm gonna actually put my hand out to sort of pause him a moment and say, what happens when he puts the drive in? What does that do?
Just as you asked that question, the two twin scientists burst out of the other side of the door. What do you guys yell as you see them with the hologram of Melissa Hawthorne?
Say, wait.
You
clearly don't have all the information. And I imagine we say that like almost in unison.
In unison.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh fuck! And they're like, Jesus.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like this. And she would like point at the hologram and would say, is willing to answer all your questions. My sister and I would be more than happy to answer your questions.
My sister and I were just fine.
I can
And
assure
yet
you.
she was holding information from you.
Withholding information from you.
Of course, the two remaining scientists. Don't listen to them, Hawthorne. Brother, Silas, we need you to sit. The human race depends on it.
Is that really your sister, Steve?
Of course it's me. Just like you're you. Are you really you? You've been cloning yourself for 400 years.
How
Let's not-
often
we've
has
been
your
through
sister
this
called
already.
you Hawthorne, Steve? Why would she call you that? She's never called you that, has she?
Steve,
Huh.
I need you to insert the flash drive.
At this
That's
point,
As the
Why?
hologram rematerializes.
At this
Ask
point,
her
I've
why.
got the flash drive in hand, but I've also, with these two scientists, I've raised the AR-15 up, and I'm now glancing between the hologram and these twin
Steve,
creepy scientists.
yeah, Steve, I don't trust the creepy twins very much. but
Why
I
are we
trust that-
creepy? Because
but I
we're
try-
women in power? We're women in STEM? Is that why? Okay.
No, it's because you're twins talking simultaneously after everything we've seen.
No, I get it. Women in STEM, man.
Um,
Intimidated.
But I find the orb with the conveniently placed thumb drive port on it even creepier.
The last thing my sister said was to get in here and deliver this.
Was
Did she say to whom?
Did she say why?
What do you do, Hawthorne? You have one action. You can put the drive in or not.
I'm looking at Fender. I'm looking at the Creepio twins.
Let's wait, Steve. We need to learn more here.
I gotta roll a check.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna roll willpower.
Yeah. And then as the hologram rematerializes and the voice says, Steve, you promised. Roll a disadvantage. Well, wait. Yeah, roll a disadvantage. Hold on. Yeah, you said it goes.
Nope, you said what you said. A card laid is a
That's what
card
I
played.
said.
Roll
Yeah,
with
yeah.
disadvantage.
So that's the first roll. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can fix that. The first roll was a 55, which is only 10 over my, it's what, power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I could have salvaged. But the second roll was, actually I rolled that wrong. Well, it doesn't matter. That was 5 both times. The second roll was a 75. My power is 45.
What do you want to do?
What I want to do, and I think what I was attempting to do was see if I could withstand putting the drive in, because I want to do what my sister wanted to do. So I think on a fail, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to...
If I see a move to do that, I'm going to shoot the orb with the shotgun.
All right. You see immediately, you put the drive in, the orb takes the drive in, it begins to change color. Silas raises his gun to target the orb. Silas, go ahead and give me a check.
All right.
Don't tell me the number though.
Okay, hold on. Okay. I have
All right.
a number.
All right, write it down. You raise the shotgun, you pull the trigger. Our scene ends with the sound of a shotgun going off inside of the lab as the camera pans back from the lab out of its outer regions through all of the hallways, its twisted corridors, its strange architecture onto, and it stops at the van, and it shows the timer of the nuclear weapon counting down. 3 hours, 19 minutes, 34 seconds, 33 seconds, 32 seconds.
It's like
And that's where we'll end
180
it.
years inside the
Oh
lab.
my god. Incredible.
Oh my word.
Awesome. Awesome.
There's really not one thing I could have predicted from this session. Not one.
Nope. Nope.
Well, there's one thing I predicted. I was going to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Wow,
a reasonable
that was
prediction.
that was an easy.
Now it would
we
take
could have all predicted that and been half right.
Correct. It would take a special kind of something to die twice. We died twice. Then that's
Still
a new
early.
It's still early.
Still
Still
early.
early. We got 3 more
Still
episodes
possible.
to go.
The campaign is young.
All right, everyone. Thank you all.
Amazing, dude.
Wow.
So
Well
much
done.
fun.
As always.
That went
So
off
good.
the rails hard. Jesus Christ.
Incredible. Awesome. All awesome.
Yeah, but especially given the title of this episode, you can't convince me that you did not plan this entire session to happen exactly the way it happened.
I thought about the big beats of the over big plot long ago. And I thought of the title of the episode long ago. And now I'm making it all fit, and it just worked out. So literally, like this is what I have for tonight. Just this page. And then
Jeez
these weird
Louise.
drawings.
Oh, jeez.
So good. So good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, if you want to see what happens next, you'll have to stay tuned to, generally speaking, the second Wednesday of the month is when we would air this, but we've kind of been winging it based on schedules and things. Summer's coming to an end, so some schedules might regulate a little bit. We'll see. A reminder that there is no Kids on Bikes RPG tomorrow, no Paradise, Michigan. All streams will resume next Monday.
I like this.
So, thank you to everybody that tuned in, and as always, thank you to our amazing historian, keeper, tormentor, Ricky, and of course, thanks to Kaeryn, Alex, Cari, and myself, without whom this would have been just Ricky rolling sanity checks by himself for the last couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want. Mitigated.
Mitigated.